Hey, my craft friends! Welcome back to Sweet Bay Lane. If you're new here, I'm Tracy, and I am so glad you stopped in to craft with us because this is part 7 of a 7-part series where we are DIY crafting all things spring. Yep, we've done it. We pushed winter right out of the way and we headed full steam into spring. Now, if you missed part 1 through 6, I'll have those linked in the description box below. So let's go ahead and get started with part 7. The supplies for this DIY consist of 3 of the Tumbling Tower games from the Dollar Tree, wood glue, painter's tape and a paintbrush, this beautiful wood cutout from Hobby Lobby, and 2 contrasting paint colors. I'm going to be using this English Ivy Green and Snow White from Apple Barrel. And finally, you'll need a container with a little bit of water. We start by preparing our Tumbling Tower game pieces. You'll need some wood glue, a framing square, and a non-stick surface. Once we have that down, we're going to start gluing our Tumbling Tower pieces together in sets of 3. And as we're gluing them in sets of 3, we're going to be alternating them from vertical to horizontal and gluing them together. And we'll continue this process until we have 64 of our smaller wood squares, totaling 192 of the Tumbling Tower game pieces. And this is what our finished piece will look like. And as you'll see how I alternated switching them by vertical horizontal, the wood pieces look so stunning together and give a very beautiful pattern to the wood. We're now going to paint stain our piece, and I'm going to be using this English Ivy Green by Apple Barrel, with a little bit of water in a cup, making sure it's the consistency of stain. And as I'm paint staining my piece, I'm taking a paper towel and just drying off the excess paint stain. As I was wiping off my paint stain, I noticed I had a few spots where the wood glue had seeped through and it wouldn't accept the stain on the first try. So what I did is I just came in and gave it 2 coats of the paint stain. Then we're left with this beautiful piece of patterned wood. Once we're done paint staining and it's dried completely, we're going to come in and we're going to add a border around our square. And to do that, I'm going to be using some painter's tape. I'm taping it off all 4 sides about a 1/2 inch in from the edge, making sure that my painter's tape is securely attached around the outside. If you like what you see so far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. Now that we have our tape down, we're going to come in with our X-Acto knife and clean up the corners of our painter's tape, as I'm showing you here. Now you'll have a nice clean corner to your project. Now we're moving on and we're going to paint our border. I'm going to be using this Snow White by Apple Barrel. Once we have our border painted, we'll then remove our painter's tape. And we are left with this perfectly framed piece of wood. We're going to let that dry and we're going to start preparing our wood cutout. And this is quite easy. We're just going to paint it white. I find the easiest way to paint these wood cutouts is with a makeup sponge. I think it turned out so beautiful. Now we're going to bring back in our green plaque and we're just going to attach our wood cutout to our plaque with some hot glue. I love how this project turned out, and I think it's going to make a great gift for my mother-in-law. Thank you so much for joining me for this 7-part series, and like I said, if you missed part 1 through 6, I'll have those linked in the description box below. Well, until next time, keep it crafty!